Okay, welcome to Ecto and Encounters with Michelle and Denise, brought to you by King's Cannabiz. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
Where do you come from? The dust. Where will you go to? The grave. Dawn is soon fall. Everyone calls something wicked. This way comes. Staring at
And welcome to Ecto and Encounters with Michelle and Denise.
Guys.
There's Michelle. Yay! And welcome. We got some really strange things to talk about tonight, so...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I hope you're ready. As I said, you're never really alone in the dark, are you? So we're going to find out how alone you're not. So... Okay, so let's get this started. So what do you got for us tonight, Michelle?
Well, for my end, I have a story that came from a friend of mine who also works in like a nursing home setting. And I mean, this story, even for me, I mean, it's something that I've actually kind of experienced, but not to that level. That is just insanity. So I've got that story coming up. And how about you? What do we got going for the encounter?
some paranormal stuff going on. Aliens and UFOs and all that good stuff. So.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Actually, NASA's going to be sending, what did they say? They're going to be sending a shuttle, or a Titan, I believe. They're going to go looking for alien life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, now, isn't that strange after they had that briefing and so forth?
We which all came from that one show I was telling you
Right.
about.
Yes. On Friday nights.
Yep, unidentified.
Yes. It plans to launch a spacecraft to Titan. It's a moon of Saturn with some crucial ingredients for habitation.
Oh my.
Yeah, it announced it today. They're going to launch a robotic mission in, they're going to do this in 2026. Do you think they could, like, move it up a little? But
Yeah,
anyway.
because I guess they got to get the money for it.
Yeah. And the mission is named Dragonfly. It'll deliver a drone-like spacecraft to the surface. It resembles an insect. It will hop from one spot to another, making measurements in the atmosphere. The moon Titan has quite a few things in common with Earth. It has atmosphere and weather.
Wow.
Yeah, liquid rains down from thick clouds, then evaporates back into the sky and starts over. And of course, on Earth it involves water. On Titan, it involves methane.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it produces bodies of liquid as big as the Great Lakes of North America. So, they're looking for ET life, so there you go. They are going to do it, so kind of strange that all this is coming forward now.
Well, yeah, since they declassified those videos from the Navy pilots, they pretty much, they didn't have a choice.
Right, exactly.
They have to do something, and plus all the other eyewitnesses, I mean, you know, you have sheriffs, you have pilots, I mean, every walk of life has seen some form, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The UFOs. So it's like, it's just gotten to that point where they just cannot, you know, nothing even says that it's extraterrestrial. Like I said, it could be some other country that has just created some little tiny spy drones. We don't know.
Exactly.
It's just an unidentified flying object. That doesn't necessarily mean extraterrestrial. It just means that there is an unidentified flying object following our freaking military around.
Yeah.
Whether it's ET or freaking some spy thing from, you know, Japan or China or wherever, you know, it's something that needs to be investigated.
Absolutely. And it will search for signs of life, ancient and present. So that's going to be interesting to say the least.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Have you heard about that little kid that, well, he's not a kid, he's 21 now, but he claims to be from Mars?
Oh, yes, that is so bizarre.
The kid, like, started talking when he was, like, 6 months old and started walking early. And he knew all these languages and...
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
He's actually a reincarnation from somebody from Mars.
Yeah. I don't know.
That is insanity.
Yeah. What do you think?
I really don't know. I'm a believer in past lives because I think there's too much proof out there of, like, kids who remember things.
Oh yeah, I think so.
You know, like those kids that were born and they started talking about, like, you know, being on fire and all this crazy stuff that there's no way they could have known. And that one kid actually told his mother, you know, you know, you're not really my mother. Yeah. He told her
that was creepy.
Who his mother was. And she started doing some research and found out, like, all the stuff this kid was saying was true.
Wow.
So, I just don't see how that's possible. You know, so, I mean, I don't know about the whole Mars thing.
Yeah. It could be maybe it is a past life.
But he did predict that there was some secret chamber by the ear of the Sphinx, you know?
Yeah, the Sphinx, yes.
And it actually is there, and he's saying that once they get into these chambers, they're going to find, like, this all kinds of secrets that's going to change mankind.
Right. And isn't that, that just gives you the chills, some of it, you know?
Yeah. So,
you know, and he knows a lot of things he shouldn't know, which is, So, creepy.
Yeah, just that, to me, that's just totally insane and crazy. how, yeah, and then the mother claims all this stuff that he can walk and talk, and then like his teachers were just like flabbergasted at what this kid already knew.
Yeah, he already knew
when
everything.
he started school. But this is also from a different country, so we don't know if they're just blowing smoke up our butts.
Well,
just saying,
you got to consider the source, Russia. So
I mean, we don't know. Because he's like not in America, we can't interview him, we can't give him a lie detector test or whatever. It's not something, or the mother for that matter. So it's like it's not something that we really can put a whole lot of stock in. You know?
Right. We have to take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
So, but just to let you know what's going on.
Just to let you know what's out there.
Yeah.
There's a claiming he's a what did he call it? Like a born again for Mars or something?
Yeah.
I forgot what they called it, but I just thought it was really, but that's what they're claiming. So, we'll see, I guess. But that's insanity.
Yeah.
There's some
absolutely.
weird stuff going on in the world, let me tell
you. Yep.
Do you want me to tell you the story real quick?
Tell us some stories.
All right. Like I said, I had this friend who also works in a nursing home setting, almost kind of like what I do, where she has, a partner on the other side, and they do like their rounds together or whatnot. I'm going to read it the way she wrote it to me. She says, okay, as well as I do, strange things happen in the places that we work, which is true. She said, I consider myself a mediocre sensitive, meaning that I can see things sometimes, but not all the times. She said, and the person that I work with is also a sensitive, but just once in a while also just sees things, but nothing like a strong medium. She said, one night we were doing rounds, and we were in this lady's room, and there wasn't room for both of us in there, so I just grabbed the laundry and thought I would go put it in the bin. As I walked out the door, I noticed the shadow on the wall that's always there from the beam, but I noticed the shadow was moving. I started looking around me, trying to figure out what would make that shadow do that. And there's no light source, nothing that could have done that. Suddenly a piece of the shadow broke off and it went into a patient's room. I just sat there and stared. I couldn't take my eyes off that room. The door was slightly ajar. When she came out of the room, she said, what are you looking at? And I hesitantly told her, thinking she was going to laugh, and all of a sudden her mouth drops. She looks at the door and she says, you can't see the light in that room.
Oh.
This man normally keeps his bathroom light on and his windows open, and you could see no lights in that room whatsoever. Whatever was in there was blocking out the light. At first we weren't going to go in there, but then we thought, well, we better go check on him. And not to give out too much information about this patient, all I can tell you is he's old enough to have fought in World War II and did.
Wow.
So, when we got into the room, he was sitting up in his bed and started yelling and screaming, I didn't kill anybody. I may have held the gun, but I didn't pull the trigger. But I didn't kill them, so I'm not going to hell.
Oh.
Oh my God.
Okay.
As we were in there, I noticed her. She started clutching her chest, and then suddenly my throat felt like it was closing.
Oh.
We both panicked. I was trying to get him back in bed and trying to get him settled, but at the same time feeling like we were fighting for our lives. So once we got him in bed, we went out of the room because we knew what was happening, because this has happened many times in places like this. When the black mist, or what some call the black blob, shows up, people start dying within a few weeks. And we did have a few sick people. We do have a few sick people on our units. So we ran out of the room. We got out and we both started feeling better. And then weird things started happening. People were getting up out of their beds that don't normally get out of their beds. We're saying weird things like, I can't shut off my faucet. We would go down there, their faucet would be on. From the original man's room, we kept hearing screaming and yelling. We would go in there, and he would still say the same thing. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Oh.
Like he was talking to somebody. And every time we went into that room, both of us felt like something did not want us there and was doing anything necessary to get us out. As the night progressed, weird things started happening. Lights were flickering. Things were going on. People kept getting up. And the weird thing about it was there was a storm headed right towards us, but we didn't get any rain on our building at all. But it got all around us, even the blocks around us, but no rain happened where we were.
Wow.
What the hell? Finally, we looked into that room again, and we noticed that the blackness was gone, and you could see light again. We walked in, and he was sleeping. But we know what's about to happen. It's the inevitable. Whenever the black blob shows up, it means that a few people are going to start dying.
Oh,
and you know what I mean, Michelle, because you work in this business, and I know you're a sensitive.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true.
The first time and it's true, it's like even just the slightest sensitives have seen these things. Whether they admit it or not, they've seen them. You work in a setting, whether it be a hospital, nursing home. When that thing starts showing up, you know it's just going room to room trying to find something. I don't know what it is.
Oh.
I couldn't tell you, but I have seen it. There was one time I was working, this was years ago, and I was working in this older nursing home, and it had like straight hallways, and I was sitting behind the nurse's desk, and the girl I worked with said she was going to break. And she leaves to go for break, and she comes running back to the desk, and she couldn't even talk.
Oh my God.
Like, you know, she was playing. She, told me, I'm not going to say the patient's name, but she was telling me to go check her room. So we both go down there, and we're standing there looking, and there's like this black blob between her and her TV, and it was so strong it was creating a shadow on the wall. And this has happened before.
Oh my God.
So, and there's nothing you can do. You can't stop it. You can't ask it to leave. It's just there.
I have heard of it. I've not seen it, thank God, but I have heard of that.
I've heard of it from a lot of people that, and people I've talked to before, they're like, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
So,
but
I've never had one. Well, there was one time when I went into a room, and I didn't see it there, but when I went into the room, I felt like something was, I don't know, you say attacking me or whatever, but I did feel like something was there, like, basically telling me to get the hell out.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, none of your business.
But for one to feel chest pain and the other one to feel like their throat's closing.
Oh my God,
whatever was in there was pretty strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like I said, and it doesn't matter where it is. I mean, whether it be nursing homes, assisted living, or if they're even at home.
Yeah.
I mean, even when my own father passed away, when my father was on hospice, my sister and I were there, and he had been totally out all day. I mean, on his last day, he was totally just, they had so much drugs in it and stuff, and he was so sick that he was just out of it.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he woke up, his eyes open, and he was looking, and my sister thought he was looking at us. I was like, he ain't looking at us.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that
and
happened.
He's looking up at this, and he's looking like almost through us. I told her to move, and when he moved, he was still looking for it. And he's smiling, and he's looking all around, and then all of a sudden the room got extremely cold. And then within an hour, he passed.
That happened with my mom. Kind of the same thing. Morphine had the kind of what they call the death rattle.
Yeah.
And she opened her eyes and was looking like I was standing by her head, but she was looking like towards my left in the corner. And everybody in the room saw it, and she smiled, and then she turned her head back, laid back, and passed away, smiling.
Yeah, that's yeah. Well, he woke up smiling and everything, and like I said, and then he went back out. But the room got really cold, and then, like I said, within an hour he was gone.
Yeah.
So that was, so I believe I don't think it's like just particularly through nursing home. I think it's just something that happens when people start to pass or they're getting to that point.
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
And I think that they feel death there, and like with this situation with this man she was talking about, I believe that maybe because he felt guilty for things he might have done in that war that Because like what she told me, what he said was I killed that man. I held the gun, but I didn't pull the trigger or something. And because the United States ordered him to.
Right.
So maybe that's, it's going through his mind. Like, I don't think anything's telling him that, but I think it makes them go through the scenarios in their mind of their life.
Could well be.
And
basically,
the things they do.
you see your life, like what they say, they see your life pass before your eyes.
Yeah, so.
Flash. Yeah. Interesting.
I would love to get an update. I know she can't really tell me a whole lot, like she can't tell me medical, and I don't think she can tell me if he passed. But I would love to know if he did. I know that sounds awful, but just curiosity.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree.
Well, especially, and that's true, when that thing's around, the whole, I don't even know, it's the atmosphere, everything changes.
You can feel it.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely feel it, and the patients can feel it.
Yeah. Mostly them, I think.
Yeah, they definitely. Well, I think it's almost like a little kid scenario. It's like, I think when you're a child, like babies and little children, who can see things that we can't, and I think as they get older and they're, it's true, a lot of their minds start slipping, and I think that they forget, and a lot of them do go backwards into almost childhood.
Yeah, that the innocence.
And they start seeing things again.
Before they were told, oh no, that's not true.
You grow up and you're like, innocence. Oh, Mommy, I saw this man in my room. Oh, you did not go to sleep.
Yeah.
So,
it's the innocence, because they don't know that it's not right, basically, to see these things.
Exactly. So I think that's a lot of the times, like when you go into a person's room, an elderly person's room, and they're talking.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at that, she's talking to herself. I doubt highly she's talking to herself.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. That's like I told you about my granddaughter and talking to my mom.
Oh, yeah. I believe she's a sensitive.
Oh, she just
she might just be a flat out medium.
And she's like, you talk to great grandma? My dad asked her, well, yeah, sometimes. Like, you don't?
Yeah, kind of like, doesn't everybody?
Yeah, what? What's the big deal? Basically. And it's the word she used, Well, she comes down from the portal from heaven. Okay, where would...
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's something that she couldn't even know.
No. Absolutely
not. Not like you guys sit around talking about portals from heaven.
Yeah, or hell, or whatever the case is. Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah, there's no way she could even envision something like that, I wouldn't think. So, yeah, we're strange things for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard about the market basket ghost?
That's the one that's knocking things off the shelf?
Yeah, Wilmington, Massachusetts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the frozen food aisle.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
They have the video of it.
Yeah.
That's what's weird, and it's not something that you could just, you would need about 40 strands of string to recreate.
Yeah, it was insane. If you guys get a chance out there, check it out. It's on YouTube. It's a market basket ghost. So, it kind of Victorian era type woman. In a Victorian era nightgown and the caps they used to wear in the frozen food aisle. She said she looked a little melancholy and angry. So I don't know if that's a good thing. So that's kind of crazy.
Well, you don't even know if it's like associated with that building or the land.
Yeah, I'd love to know.
That somebody brought into that building. There's like a million and one scenarios as to why this apparition is there.
Yeah. I'd really like to know the background of the history of the place, just to see. Some people are just like, well, I don't believe in ghosts, so there isn't one.
Right.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, years ago, there was a Toys R Us. I'm trying to remember where it was, but it had made the news. There was a Toys R Us that had, the customers kept seeing, like, this old cowboy guy, and, like, he wasn't interacting with anybody, but, like, they would see him, like, constantly leaning down and looking like he's, like, filling a canteen or something.
Oh, my gosh.
And they finally figured out that it was probably something with the land.
Yeah,
It
I
has
would
something to
think.
do with what they call memory rocks or something like that, where
Uh-huh.
like the rocks surrounding the place hold like memories of things, and that's what they were thinking,
Yeah,
that it was just
okay.
it was like a memory of
Wow.
something, So, but yeah, every time they would see this ghost in the Toys R Us, he would like had a canteen, and he was like leaning down, and like he never looked at anybody, never interacted with anybody.
Huh. Almost like a loop type thing. What do they
Yeah,
call that?
like a memory
Residual.
loop.
Residual ghost, yeah. He's just
Yeah, so
there,
that,
reliving everything. Okay.
yeah, I
Um,
don't think. I mean, to me, I think that would creep me out just as much as.
I wonder why California is the state with the most UFO sightings in the country. I wonder why. That's interesting. They did stats on it and stuff, and California wins with over 120.
Well, my guess is because the state's like huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
long lengthwise, it's huge, and it's all along the ocean. And a lot of UFOs are seen by water.
yeah. That's very
So
true.
that, because if
Yeah,
you think about it, California itself, like if you put California on the East Coast, it would cover from like Maine down to Virginia,
yeah.
maybe even, so it's like it has a long coastline.
It had more than 120,000 UFOs.
Yeah, and then it's right by the Ring of Fire. I mean, it's got
Yep,
like
yeah.
so many
There's a
elements.
lot of, and LA is the most recent, most frequent reporting place,
Yeah.
which is interesting. Um, Lots of interesting stuff on that. You guys need to check it out.
Yeah, I don't think it's like anything spectacular, but I mean, like as to why they're there.
Do you think
But
it's
I mean,
just because of the water?
I'm sitting here looking at the map
Yeah.
itself, and like it would literally, if California, if you put California on the East Coast,
Uh-huh.
the length of it, it would literally cover from Maine down to almost North Carolina, like lengthwise as far as the water line goes.
Uh-huh.
So if you think about like all the UFOs that have been seen in like Maine and Pennsylvania
Yeah,
and Connecticut, Massachusetts and Virginia and all
yeah.
these places, it's like, you add all them up, it'd be about as many as there is in California, because they seem to go by water a lot.
Yeah, it does seem that way because you have
Like
the
the
Great
Great
Lakes
yeah.
around that area. Of course, then the ocean on the East Coast. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it has to do with just the sheer fact that California has like an enormous
Yeah, it could be just the vast area. Very well could be. Wow.
And then, like I said, you got the Ring of Fire, you've got all that nuclear crap out there.
Yeah, yeah.
You never be attracted to that.
Last year, dozens of witnesses report ghost planes over England. Ghost planes.
Are they really ghost planes, though, or
Yeah.
are they some kind of military? It says here that California's general coastline is 840 miles long.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's just my guess as
Yeah,
to why
that could be. Very well could be. It makes sense. It makes sense. This is last year around this time, dozens of residents in the UK have been reporting sightings of large, mysterious ghost planes flying low. They're silent and they vanish into thin air. And they make the sky darken when they show up. There have been over 50 plane crashes in this area of England, dubbed the UK's Bermuda Triangle. So there you go. And ghost plane sightings in the Dark Peak area of England, they've been, talked about before. They have been inundated with reports from citizens across the county, who saw one or two gray, old-looking planes flying strangely and very low to the ground, making no noise.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, and they also, the planes, like, it's like I said, there's movies out there. Like, you look at the Avengers,
Yeah.
when they're playing, they have the TV screens on the bottom that were looking. above them, and that's it. I mean, these shows do not just pull this stuff out of their ass.
Exactly.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yes, I
There's
do.
some
Yes.
serious research going on there as far as like what's already available and what's already out there. So I have a feeling that a lot of countries have these planes with the cloaking capabilities, not just for radar, but for eyesight
it
too.
very well could be. They usually happens between 6 and 7 p.m. They either resemble what they call a Douglas Dakota, it's a World War II era transport plane, or a Hercules military transport plane. The area goes eerily dark as the craft passes over, and most witnesses report the exact same description. So, yeah. And they crash, too. They seemingly vanish. It just
That's
out of
weird.
yeah.
So
but
they
fly.
crash and then they vanish?
Yeah, some of them crash. They have, and this dark peak has a long history of ghost plane sightings and mysterious airplane crashes. They simply vanish.
That's crazy.
About 70 years ago, a Douglas Dakota did crash in that area. So it could be that one just coming back. No wreckage. In 97, almost exactly 11 years before the sightings, a plane was seen crashing into a moor over there. There was no wreckage, no trace of any plane whatsoever. So yeah, some of these planes are crashing. These ghost planes are crashing, but there's nothing there. There's no noise.
Oh, wow.
Nor no anything.
Or is it like you're looking at a dimensional loop or something?
It could well be. Could well be.
You never know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is insanity.
Isn't that creepy that the sky goes dark? Kind of creepy, eerily darker as these planes. Then they're really low to the ground.
But if you think about it, if it is like a cloaking type thing, they would still create a shadow.
True.
Because if they're just, TV screens that are filming like the top what's above them and projecting it onto these TV screens below, then you could still create a shadow because they're technically blocking out the sun.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's really strange. But they resemble the World War II era airplanes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's, if it was more modern, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, those things are like death traps, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they were. They really were. Here's another one by Gremlins. The real Gremlins of World War II. I just wonder. It's really strange. When most people hear the word gremlins, what pops in my head is Bugs Bunny and Little Gremlins.
I think of the movie Gremlins.
Yeah, that too. Where the little monsters run amok and cause chaos, of course. However, what some people may not realize is that these were actually based upon allegedly real entities, okay? Which during World War II and even before plagued pilots and aircraft crew with all manner of mischief. As they battled in the skies during one of the bloodiest eras of human history. Among the seemingly never-ending smoke bomb blasts, anti-aircraft fire, etc., the crews of various aircraft from all sides of this war, were faced with a new enemy, bizarre little impish beasts that were said to infest aircraft, and seemed to want nothing more to do but create havoc and bring the planes down. It means the origin of the term gremlin seems to derive from Old English word, which means to vex or annoy. So there you go. The original early representation of these creatures, of course, skilled craftsmen, machinery. But they say that this is actually their real entities. So I don't know. I don't know. The British airmen, some have believed that they were miniature imps, gnomes, or fairies.
Oh, wow.
And they seemed to show an intense interest in aircraft and caused aircraft or navigational malfunctions. It can be traced. These creatures can be traced back in the early 1900s, and the existence of these weird entities became popular in 1923 when a British pilot crashed his plane into the sea and reported that the accident had been caused by these little tiny creatures, which had followed him aboard the plane, sabotaging the engine, creating havoc, messing around with the flight controls.
Oh, wow.
And the story spread, and it wasn't long before other British pilots had the same thing happen to them. Similar miniature troll-like creatures. Bad landings, freak accidents.
Did they actually see them?
Yes, that's what they're saying. That they exist. They have seen them because they followed them onto the plane. Yes.
Oh, wow.
They seem to engage in bad behavior, sucking the gas out of tanks, jamming radio frequencies, mucking up the landing gear, blowing dust or sand into the fuel pipes and electrical equipment, removing bolts or screws, tinkering with the controls, slashing wings or tires, poking and pitching the pilots, and other prankish acts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was crazy. They were also sometimes reported to be seen sitting out open upon the nose of the plane or the wings of the aircraft. Do you remember? Twilight Zone.
Right,
So, yeah, now we know where that came from. Apparently, and they were said to shout, giggle, whisper, growl, and make noise to distract the crews, in particular the gunners. So,
oh, wow.
This spread quickly through the ranks. By the end of the 1920s, there were lots and lots of reportings. So there you go.
Well, what's interesting too is what you're talking about
Yeah.
is a few years back there was a soldier that I know this is out there, but claimed that fairies from England and France actually came with them back to the United States.
Well, hey.
Because they didn't want to, because they're a war-torn country, they didn't have
Yeah.
a place to live.
Well,
And it was dangerous. So a lot of them hitched rides
why am I
back
not?
to the U.S. with the military.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that while here, they were supposed to stay in the military, but they didn't. And now he's claiming that a lot of them live in the Midwest.
I believe it.
Because of the
Why
crops
not?
and things like that. I was like, what the?
Actually, Charles Lindbergh reported, where was that? 33 and a half hour flight and the first ever of its kind. In the 9th hour being airborne, Lindbergh reported he had suddenly felt somewhat detached from reality, and he was surrounded by several strange-looking beings in his cabin, which spoke to him and demonstrated complex knowledge of navigation and flight equipment.
Really?
Yeah, Lindbergh said that the gremlins actually kept him alert. Okay. And he kept this bizarre experience to himself for years until he published his account in The Spirit of St. Louis, 1953 book. There were other accounts from time to time of the mischievous monsters helping pilots avert disasters, too, or alerting them when to turn, or, telling them you're going to be safe, you're going to be fine. So,
Wow.
yep. So there you go. So Twilight Zone, was that taken
For
from that?
sure.
Looking out that window and that gremlin's looking at him, ripping out the thing.
It's crazy.
Isn't it? The most intense alleged gremlin activity was during the fightings of World War II. UK's Royal Air Force units the Spitfires and mosquitoes, the planes, the little monster tricksters are regularly seen and blamed for all manner of inexplicable technical troubles, mechanical problems, and they would mysteriously be all right as soon as the planes landed and the gremlins left. So there you go. Lots and lots of accounts of that. If you're interested in that, look it up. And there was one apparently on American Boeing B-17 pilot while engaged in combat on a combat mission. He reported he was taking the plane higher. The instruments on the panel in front of him started going haywire. There was an entity outside the plane's window. There you go. About 3 feet tall, gray, deep red eyes, mouth full of teeth, and pointed ears. Yeah, staring back at him. And there was another one of the creatures dancing about out there, pounding away at the fuselage. So,
anything's possible.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
So there you go. There's lots and lots of accounts. It keeps going on and on and on. So there you go. Are gremlins just the cartoon image and the movie? No. There's a reason that now you know where it came from. So there you go. That was right out. That Twilight Zone episode was right out of that. Totally.
Definitely sounds like it. Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
No.
Creepy.
That would freak me out.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm flying anytime soon. I think I'll drive. That makes you wonder on other things, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, and then years ago, I remember reading that about, they said that they came over with the military. That not all of them, that some stayed there, but a lot of them came over because their homes were destroyed. And they kind of hitchhiked with our military back. I mean, it's so far-fetched, but I mean, you never know.
That comes from somewhere. There has to be a basis for these things. You know, like the Twilight Zone episode, you know, with William Shatner, of course. And looking out the window, and there's this gremlin, you know, looking back in, and it's cold out. You could see that, and he's ripping apart. So that is right out of that experience.
And this one here, it had said that they live in the Midwest mostly because by the coast and the forest, there's too many predators that are trying to hurt them. So they live in the Midwest. There's crops, things like that, and there's very few predators.
Wow.
Well, think about it, like places like Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle, you know, freaking places like that, Nebraska, South Dakota, whatever, they don't have like bears and alligators.
Alligators, snakes, you know, monstrous snakes.
So, you know, if you really think about that, you know, other than like some crypto creature, they don't have to, you know, if they do, or whatever they are, gremlins, fairies, whatever you want to call them, you know.
Yeah.
So
there you go, the story of the gremlins. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now I'm starting to think about that. It's like, so.
Yeah.
We got fairies in the heartland.
Yeah. There you go.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange that was...
I mean, yeah, and it makes you wonder, like, if a fairy is, like, actually the human with the little wings, or is it actually, like, a gremlin, like...
Actually, the gremlins, you know, after they were watered and turned into, you know, that is the kind of the description of the gremlins that these pilots saw.
Really, and isn't that interesting? That's how they played them in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, not the cute little ones, not like Gizmo, but Gizmo the...
but the other one when they got wet and all that stuff.
That is what they're saying they look like.
After midnight.
Yeah. Yep. They had their snacks. Yep.
That's crazy, yeah. You know, like you said, anything's possible. Anything's possible.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And like
in Hollywood, Like I
Oh,
said, they
yeah.
do their research. So
Oh,
they're
yeah.
not like, it's just not some creative person going, oh,
Yeah.
we're going to do this. No, there's some bullshit going on there.
Yeah, there's a basis to
Sorry.
these. Yeah, somewhere. You got that right. Absolutely. There you go. That Twilight's episode came right to mind with that pilot. It's like, whoa, that is exactly how they depicted it. But almost to the T.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't a pilot, he was a passenger. That's the only difference.
If I remember that episode.
Yeah.
And every time somebody else would look out there, they were gone.
Yeah. What are you looking at? Yeah, that was a good episode too.
Yes, it was.
So, got any more stories for us?
Well, there's always stories. No, just, it's so crazy. I get stories from people. I don't know what. That, because a lot of my friends and friends of their friends and stuff like that, it kind of got the word out as far as
good
stuff. There's one here of a photograph, which I've heard these stories before, where a friend of mine is actually like a friend of a friend, told them a story of how they had bought a photograph at a garage sale. And it was just a photograph of a lake with a cabin.
Okay.
And the lake had a little bit of fog above it. And when she brought that photo home and put it on her wall, all kinds of weird things started happening. She started having dreams that she was drowning.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, wake up just crazy. And then she was drowning. And one time she claimed that she woke up and her hands were all dirty.
Oh, my gosh.
And then her kids started having nightmares that she was being pulled into the water.
Oh, my God.
That they were by some form of water, and she was being pulled into the water.
Wow.
So she never associated with the photograph, and then one day one of her friends had told her, have you bought anything recently? Have you, and she said no, and then she remembered the photograph, and they said, well, that's it. You need to get rid of that photograph. But then told her that she actually had to give it to somebody else. She couldn't just
throw it away.
Get rid of it.
Yeah.
So whoever she gave it to, it was going to give them nightmares too.
Yeah, it's a haunted object, basically.
Yeah.
I just wonder, anybody out there ever buy a haunted object from a garage sale or something?
A picture of a cabin by a lake with some fog over it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
And don't accept it as a gift either.
Yeah, no.
But they won't tell me who this person is, because I really want to be like, who'd you give it to, man? You gotta really...
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I played that, like, all this crazy, like, the part that got me is when she woke up and her hands were all dirty.
Yeah, wow.
It's like, so was she outside at some point?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
my guess
strange.
is that was probably an actual photograph of somebody's home by a lake, at one point in time, and maybe the occupants drowned or somebody in their family did.
Yeah, very possible. Very possible.
So...
Yeah. Did anybody out there ever buy a haunted object before? I just wonder. That's interesting to see.
Even if you bought something that just got the creeps from it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
could be something.
Yeah, that reminds me of a story years ago. I can't remember. It was one of them ghost shows.
Uh-huh.
And the lady had bought this photograph of this guy at this garage sale, and it was just kind of a cool picture. This guy was crouched down, and he had glasses, sunglasses on, and she named the guy for some reason, and she put him on. And then all of a sudden, she started having these nightmares of this guy being in her house.
Oh, dear God.
And she became, like, obsessed over this picture.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was, I'm trying to remember which, it was, like, Haunting or something like that, and I can't remember which one. You know how there's a million of them, but
yeah.
But yeah, she became upset. Then finally, her friend stepped in and said, "No, you are not doing this." So she finally moved out of that house, but left the picture there. So they don't know. In the story, they said they don't know what happened to it or anything like that. But
God.
She became obsessed with it. Like was talking to the picture.
Oh Lord, yeah, that's not good. That's a good sign that you need to get out of there or do something. Yes, definitely. But
she was actually on the verge of moving. So when she finally moved, her friend did convince her to leave the picture behind.
Good.
Yeah, so she left it in the house.
I just wonder, so be careful when you go to garage sales. You don't know what you're buying. That's for sure.
Like especially estate sales. I can't go
Yeah.
to estate sales.
No.
I always get like this creep because
Well, that
the
means
person just passed. So it's
yes,
like
yes,
9 times out of 10 they passed within a few weeks.
right.
And that person is still there. And trust me when I tell you, I feel like the person is angry or
Well, yeah,
sad
that you're getting rid of their stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I don't know if you've ever been to a estate sale, but they'll even sell like the toothbrush they were using.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, they won't throw anything, and it's like it's just not right.
They put it
I
in
don't
like
go to
a
estate sales.
yeah. They put it in like a box of here's a box you can buy for $5. I don't know what's in it, but they throw all that stuff in there. Yes, I have been to one, and I've never been back to another one.
Yeah, and it's same with antique stores.
Yes.
I can't go into antique stores without having an anxiety attack.
Well, people are attached to these things. Yeah, I can agree with you on the estate sale that these people are angry. They're selling their stuff.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not like a medium or anything like that, but I am what they call a sensitive.
Definitely.
Where it's like kind of you're aware and you can feel things. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can hear it, but you can't communicate. But it's like, and that's what I am. And it's like, I can, like I said, I walked into an antique store in Connecticut once with my ex-mother-in-law, and I mean, I couldn't breathe.
Oh my God.
I had to leave. And then there's sometimes, like, even in thrift stores.
Okay,
I'll be in a thrift store and looking around, and, like, there'll be, like, just some weird object there that I just, like, I have to get away from it.
Wow.
Because I feel something there.
I can understand that, really, because, the family could have just donated it. You don't know.
Yeah, that happened it wasn't that long ago. My daughter had taken me to this store here in town that is kind of like the hodgepodge, it kind of has a lot of everything. And there was these stairs that went downstairs. You go down there, and there's like all of a sudden, all kinds of stuff. And we had gone to this section where there was a whole bunch of like wooden boxes, know.
Oh.
And I was like, that's cool. And I got to this one, and it's like I just froze. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, not that one.
It's like not happening. I don't even want to go near that one.
Wow. Well, you're the type of person to take because you'll know what not to get. So there you go.
Sometimes, but then sometimes I don't until later.
Yes.
Just, like I said, this whole sensitive thing, it's like, I think that if I would have really tried to hone in on it when I was younger, I think I would be a lot better at the stuff, but now it's just like random. Yeah. Because it always scared me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You can't control
it.
I
never wanted to be that,
So you fought it instead of embracing it. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I would ignore things like, nope, didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Didn't see it, don't care.
Well, why not? I mean, it's a type of gift, I guess, and a curse at the same time.
Exactly, and that's it. Well, and like I said, I'll be frank, it used to scare me.
I don't blame you. Yeah. But
then, like I said, and then sometimes just knowing things,
Yeah.
Like when my family moved to that Clear Lake, California, and it's like, when we stopped at that park, I knew where everything was. I'd never been there in my life, and I was only 15 years old.
Wow.
And my sister's like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh, you follow this sidewalk down behind that tree over there. There's a white building on the other side of that. There's a bathroom. And after I said it, I went,
yeah,
and
what?
my mom's looking at me, my sister's looking at me, so we walked really slow, exactly the way and there it was.
Oh my God. You creeped them out.
Never been there ever in my life, and I was only 15 years old.
Holy cow.
So it's like, just stuff like that, it's like, and that scared me. And I just kind of sat there like, oh God, I don't want this, I hate it.
Yeah, but you could have learned to control it, I guess, when you were younger.
Maybe, yeah, and now it's just all right because there's sometimes like another sensitive or somebody who's like a medium or something will, sense something somewhere. I'm like, I don't feel anything,
Yeah.
So, then there's other time it's just random. Like I was working at it was a specialty hospital in Amarillo, Texas, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. I'm walking down this hall, and off my unit, like I'm walking down this hall, and to the left is my unit, and to the right is this like empty hospital part.
Ooh.
And because they actually made more money leaving that unit empty than anything. And I seen this old man walking off my unit. He's fully dressed, got a suit on, but it's like an older suit, you know. He looks over at me and he just smiles and he keeps walking towards that unit. And I kind of pick up the pace. I'm like, sir, that unit's locked. You can't get in there, sir. And I get around the corner, he's gone.
Oh, yeah.
And those doors were not open because they're extremely loud, you know.
Yeah.
But I opened them and I'm looking and he's not there.
Wow.
So, and that's one of the very few times in my life I've seen like a full-bodied
Wow.
apparition, you know, where it's like just solid.
That would be unsettling, to say the least. Disturbing. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just weird. And the way he looked like he's just supposed to be there. Yeah.
Maybe he was at one point. Who knows? He was happy, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, there's very, very few times that I've seen that, but I usually don't see that. I usually see stuff like mists. I just feel something.
I do that. I'll feel something. It's like, something's just off, you know? You feel that.
Yeah, but once in a while you'll hear whispers, you know, I've heard whispers before.
Yep.
Yeah, in fact, that empty unit I'm talking about, we used to have to cut through there to get to the hospital part.
Oh.
One time I was walking through there, and off to the side of me in one of the rooms, I heard whispers like, and I was like, what the hell? So I'm thinking somebody's in there. And me being the dumbass I am, of course, I go to investigate. You know, I would definitely, in a horror film, I'd be the one that, you know, people are like screaming, what are you doing? You know, so,
you're going to go investigate the noise. Yeah, no.
Yeah, and I get to the door and I hear, shh, she's here.
Oh, God.
So because the doors were like just partially ajar, and I'm ready to kill somebody. There's nobody there.
Do you stop doing that after that?
Stepped back a little bit and walked really, really fast.
Yeah, very fast. That's like, do you ever just like psych yourself out so bad sometimes that you actually, you know, you're like, you freak your own self out?
Oh, yeah. I've done that. Cause like working third shift, I've done that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like there's times like, you know, one thing will happen, like legitimately happen. Then next thing you know, it's like, who's that? What's that? What's that? Oh, my God.
Yeah, and you have all the lights on in the house when you go to bed. Yes. Yes, I have done that. And you're like, God, why did I do that? You know?
Yeah.
But apparently there must be a reason.
I searched every closet before I would even sit down.
Yep, you got that right. You know, every nook and cranny. And that happened to me actually at the store. Our liquor store seems to be haunted, and I can't figure out why. Because it's brand new. It's not an old part of the building or anything.
Might be the land, or what was there before that?
There was nothing there before. It was this was attached to the building. They made it bigger. So there was actually nothing there. I don't know, because it's the only place that this happens. You'll hear, I was sitting there, and this is the first time that I've heard it. You hear the bottles clinking, like somebody's moving bottles or, you know, moving them around. And
oh, wow.
And I'm like, well, I was looking at we have the screen up above so you can see the back of it. And I didn't see anybody, but there's a blind spot. So I go walking back there. And I'm like, okay, there's nobody here. But there's a storeroom door. Storeroom for the cases and stuff of liquor. The door's wide open. I turn on the light. And I'm looking, we have these huge shelves. They're big enough, you could fit a person in there. And I'm looking at all this, there's nobody there. I go back up.
Wow.
Yeah, I go back up front. This was like a week and a half ago. Go back to the register. And I'm like, well, that was weird, you know. Then I'm hearing it again. And I know nobody's come in there because we have a little ding-dong bell that when you walk in, it goes off. There's nobody there. And you could hear them just shuffling around back there, the bottles clinking together. And
could it have been like a rat or a raccoon or something?
No, I looked at, no. You could, it was distinct bottles.
Wow.
Yeah. So for whatever reason, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Must be the
land.
It has to be. For some.
Either that or there's a haunted object in there. Like what we were just talking about.
Could be. Very well could be. I don't know. Could be.
Somebody could have put something in there, or who knows?
Well, there's displays, so it's hard telling. But see, this area up here was an underground railroad here for slaves.
Oh, wow.
So it's real possible. You know, anywhere in this area, it's real possible that you could have hauntings. So this is a well-known area for underground slavery.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting. So
Yeah,
there you go.
yeah, that's...
Yeah,
See, and that's
but
the
that
kind
was
of
the
stuff
weirdest
I'm
thing.
talking.
You
You know
know.
what else you have to watch out for? And I know it sounds really bizarre. Old books.
Yes. Yes.
Not
Absolutely. You're
even
right.
just old books. Just sometimes just like, have you ever been into a used bookstore?
Yes.
And like just gotten the damn creeps and had to leave?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. I
Yeah,
have.
I have too. It's like, and I'm not talking about, just, like you go to the library and buy a used book. I'm
Yeah.
talking about like books like you don't know where they've been.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
We
you get
had
like
one
the
like
really,
that.
really old ones that are like copyrighted like late 1800s, early 1900s.
We had a place like that uptown, what they call uptown, whatever. But anyway, and it was I forget the name of it, but it was a used bookstore. That's what it was. And I mean, when you go in, you could smell the oldness of the books. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So, and I only went in there like once or twice. I couldn't go in there. I didn't like it.
Have I ever told you the story of when my sister and I went into this bookstore and this guy claimed to have had the actual Bible that was used by exorcists?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, well, my sister and I are just cruising around Amarillo, right? Just one of them days, just a lazy day, One of the actual few days I'm actually out in daylight. And
Oh no.
we go into this parking lot to turn around, and we see this bookstore that neither one of us had ever seen before. But we never really went to that part of town. So, Amarillo is like a bigger city, and a lot of times when you're in a bigger city, you just kind of stay in your sector. You know what I mean? You don't go to the other side of town. You got everything you need where you're at.
Right.
Well, we had gone in the bookstore, and the guy's like, "Well, we're actually closed today, but I was just here going through. But you can come in if you want to. So we're like, okay, sure, that's cool. So we're up looking around, and same thing. I started getting this weird. I was like, dude, we got to leave. We have got to go now because I cannot do this. My sister's like, yeah, I'm starting to feel it too. So on our way out, he's like, oh, hey, did you see these? And he's showing us these. I'm like obsessed with T.S. Eliot, the writer.
Yeah.
And he actually had a book from him, like original.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God. And I'm like, you just drooling,
Yes.
So all of a sudden he's like, oh, we got all these old books. And he takes his box out. He's like, have you ever seen the movie The Exorcist? And I'm like, well, yeah,
Yeah.
Everybody's seen it,
Yeah, of course.
It's like, I've got this book here. It's from the early 1900s. These two people were exorcists, and they've even got the prayers written in here, and you can see burn marks. He's going all through this.
Oh my God.
And he literally takes his Bible and he puts it on my sister's chest. He's like, imagine that. And I thought my sister,
Holy
sister,
crap.
like, well, number one, she's a germaphobe.
Oh dear God. Oh.
Number two, she's paranoid. Number three, she freaks out, right? All of a sudden, she's just like, what? And she's like, and she's trying not to, I could see she's trying not to lose it, but she's about to lose it.
Oh my Lord. Why would somebody do that?
I don't know. So then she backs off and she's like, dude, just stop,
Yeah.
All of a sudden he looks at me and he started, I'm literally like backing up from this guy. I said, do not touch me. He's like he's chasing me around the bookstore.
Get out!
With this old Bible that was used by exorcists. So we're like, we are out of here.
Oh my God. Why would somebody even do that?
He did.
Oh my God.
I could
That
not
is
believe
creepy.
it.
Oh my, needful things.
Just out of the blue, he just grabbed it and put it right on her chest.
Why would somebody chase you? Why would somebody do that?
Yeah, and then like I said, she's freaking out. And she's just like, I really thought she was going to hit the guy.
I'm surprised you didn't.
But he's coming to me. The first thing, this is like fight or flight, and I'm like, flight, man. I don't even want this thing to touch
What
me.
the hell? I mean,
and
why?
I'm just like backing up, and he's like laughing. He's like, "What are you scared? It's just a book."
Oh my
he's
God.
like chasing.
There was something.
Not like fast, but it's just at first it was kind of like a playful thing. I'm like, no. It's like then he like became obsessed that he was going to touch me with this old exorcist Bible. I'm like, dude, you are not.
I don't think it was the book. Yeah.
Then we get out of the car, and my sister's like, "Do you think he passed anything on to me?"
Yes, you have the plague now. You're going
Because
to
he
die.
actually touched her with it, God damn
Yes,
it,
you now
I mean,
have the plague, yeah.
but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They use
Ooh.
this to exorcise, demons or whatever. He just touched her with.
Oh my God. Yeah, who does that? No, I
Oh
don't think it
yeah,
was.
that was just like
Whoa.
the freakiest thing. Yeah, we just kind of stayed in our sector after that.
Yeah.
We're like, nah.
Don't blame you there. But this used bookstore, it was a used, like I said, you could smell, the oldness of the book.
Yeah.
And it was, really these, any kind of all-shaped bookshelves in there. And it was really kind of cramped, actually,
Yeah.
very narrow aisles or whatever and things. And you just felt, number one, I felt very claustrophobic in there. And
Like
I'm
things
not,
were just kind of caving in on you.
yeah, like very closed in. You felt closed in, and I didn't like it. It just felt off. Like I said, you get that, it feels off in here. Yeah, no.
Yeah, 'cause you don't know who's had their hands on these books, what they were used for. You don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
not saying not to buy used books, of course,
Oh,
buy
yeah.
used books. But,
Absolutely.
you just use your sensitive. If something's telling you don't get it, don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get it
And if
anyway.
the guy brings out a box and starts talking about The Exorcist,
Yeah.
just go right
Just
there.
go, yeah, don't ask anything, just turn around and run.
Oh my God,
That's
yeah,
that's insane. I mean, why would anybody do that?
Well, it was just bizarre because he's talking about all these old books, and I was, like I said, I'm drooling over
Yeah.
this book, but he was he wanted too much money for it, but I'm still looking at it like, oh my God. And he just plops out, and this book was this box was under the counter.
Oh my
He just
gosh.
pops out, and the Bible was probably no bigger than your cell phone.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
a tiny, tiny little thing. And yeah, he takes it out. He's talking about it, how they used it for so many years. And look, you can see the prayers written in here, and this, and this, and then in the box you see all this. And all of a sudden, he just boom right at my sister's
Oh,
chin.
God. Jesus. I'm surprised you didn't hit him, to tell you the truth.
Well, it was like shocking, 'cause, well,
Yeah.
I'm on the other side because it's like an L-shaped counter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he had come out he took it out and he came around and he was showing her because he had just told me about it.
Uh-huh.
Well, she comes up and he's telling her, and also just boom. And I'm just in shock, like that did not just happen. I'm like waiting for her reaction because she is like, she's one of these people, like she's a therapist, and like she's one of these people on the phone. They're like, "Hi, thank you for calling," but like she's like road rage crazy,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Get the hell, move it.
I'm like waiting for it. She's just like in shock, and then she finally hit her, and she's like, "Dude, get away from here!" And then all of a sudden, he's laughing. He looks at me, and he comes at me, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I start
no.
back, and I was like, "You get that freaking thing! Do not touch me!" And like he's literally just like, up and down the aisles,
Oh, my
trying to touch me
God.
with this Exorcist Bible. I'm like, "Oh my God!" So finally, we're just like, "Bye." And then, like, in the car, that's where she's like, "Oh my God, do you think he passed anything on me while I was on this?"
Never mind that he was nuts. She just worried about the
But
germs.
the whole thing was just crazy. 'Cause
Yeah.
apparently they were closed that day, but he let us in anyways. It was just...
Yeah. That should have been your first clue.
Well, but I mean, the door was unlocked, and the sign said open.
Wow.
But I mean, yeah, he sat behind the counter the whole time we were in there, didn't say nothing. And then when I got to the counter, and he had those old books on display, and he said he had TSLA, and I was like, oh
yes.
my God.
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah.
That's
But
freaking
that
insane.
was crazy. He brings his box out from it. It's like, who
Yeah.
does that?
Yeah, exactly. Needful thing place. Yeah, don't do that.
But, oh man, when he just slapped that, I mean, it was right above her boob,
Oh my God.
Boom.
I don't know. Would you expect it to burn or something or what? I don't know.
I mean, I think he was just joking, like he thought it was funny,
Oh,
like,
hilarious. Ha
he
ha.
thought, I don't know what the hell he thought, but I'm just like, oh my God. I really thought she was going to pull out her gun and shoot.
But I wouldn't have blamed her at that point, tell you the truth. Holy crap. That's crazy.
And I don't care about that. I touch Bibles all the time, but, you ain't touch me with no Bible. You done, how many exorcists with?
Yeah. Exactly. Whoa.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no. Just go away.
Yeah, that was just insane.
Yeah.
That definitely went down as like one of the creepiest, moments from like a living person.
Yeah, very. That is crazy though. So beware, people, and don't buy. Be careful what you buy at garage sales. There's a reason they're getting rid of it.
Well, yeah, you just don't, and even at garage sales, you think it's just people getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
It might be like, hey, Grandpa died, we don't want this stuff, so here's his stuff, you don't know what's in it. Just, like I said, just kind of pick it up, and it's like, if you feel like there's something just not right, or just don't get it.
Yeah. You have second thoughts all of a sudden. Yep, just don't get it. That is crazy. Oh my God, you've had some adventures for sure.
Yeah, that was being like, it was just, we're both the same way. We, no matter where we go, no matter what we do, we get into crap somehow.
Wow. Crazy people in bookstores.
Well, this is a girl, like her one time, she got lost in Disneyland and ended up some creepy place, like, behind them.
Oh, dear God.
Employees walked and stuff.
Oh, God.
So, she's had some adventures herself,
Wow. It's a wonder you two have survived this long.
I don't even know how we did. I think a lot of it has to do with, like, because our family moved around a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we moved constantly.
Oh, your dad, it was
my
military,
dad was
though.
part gypsy, so I think that had a lot to do with it, too, like, with all the stuff that happened, where most people grow up in the same place. And before I was an adult, almost 30 years old, I don't think I'd ever lived in any place more than 2 years my entire life.
Well, your dad was in the military? Was he in the military?
No, he was just cross-country truck driver, dreamer.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was one of those grass is always greener on the other side kind of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, really? So you think that? So if I go here, I could make this much more, and then the housing is cheaper. Oh, well, hey, guess what, guy?
Yeah. Okay. Wow. You had definitely had some experiences. That's very cool.
Yeah.
But if you ever get to Chattanooga, Tennessee, go to the Reed House Hotel. This is recent. It's a important landmark, and it's also known for its high amount of paranormal activity.
Really?
And specifically in one of the rooms, 311. As of this past March 2019, guided tours are being offered there. And there's a whole lot to discuss when mentioning the infamous 311 and the terrifying experience there. In 1871, 6 years after the Civil War, Dr. John Reed and his son decided to make a hotel at the same spot where the old Crutchfield House stood. The Reed House Hotel opened on New Year's Day in 1872. I can see Jack Nicholson at the party. But anyway, and over the years, many famous people stayed there. Winston Churchill, Oprah Winfrey, Al Capone stayed there in the 30s. And he stayed in the haunted room 311, where iron bars were added to the window so he couldn't escape. There have been many people throughout the years that claimed to have unexplained things happening in room 311. The spirit of a woman named Annalisa is the one who haunts it. As the legend goes, Annalisa and her husband stayed at the hotel at some point in the 1920s. While some say she was a prostitute, others argue she was cheating on her husband when he caught her with another man in their hotel room. The hotel staff found that Annalisa had been murdered as her dead body was lying in the bathtub and her throat slit wide open.
Oh my God.
There is another version of the story where they were a happy couple staying at the hotel until he started cheating on her, and she still ended up dying in room 311. Either version you believe, it's a very, very highly active location. Men in particular...
I wouldn't go seeking out that kind of stuff.
Men in particular have been targeted in that room. Annalisa strongly dislikes males, especially those who smoke. People who have stayed there in that room felt like they were being watched, loud noises that woke them up in the middle of the night, and a ghostly apparition. Guests have called the front desk in the middle of the night to complain about all the activity in that room. In 2017, a group of investors made an investment to renovate the whole entire building. They wanted to make sure they did it right. There are daily guided tours at the location. Visitors won't be able to stay in room 311 for the next little while. They're going to renovate it some. I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Excuse me. Gosh, I knew that was coming. Wow, thank you. They're going to fill the void and let people get a look at it, and eventually... Oh, darn it! Sorry. Rent that room at a premium rate just because Annalise saw.
Annalise, I don't like you talking about her.
Yeah, he even explained experiences that he has witnessed. You walk in the room, the water is on, it goes on and off. Pictures tilt one way or the other. Noises, apparitions during the night. And as being a male, he sometimes feels, what's the word? It's not scared, but like he's not welcome there.
Oh, wow.
So
kind of like he's threatened almost.
Yeah, that's it. That's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Close
and that's
by.
Wild. Have you ever been to Chattanooga?
Yes.
It's beautiful there.
That whole state's gorgeous.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Chattanooga is just like this old-time feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's so
beautiful
wild
down
that,
there.
you would think, you never think of Chattanooga, but I guess with the war and everything, but still, it's like, it's just such a pretty, happy place.
Yeah, a friend of mine from work, she just moved down there recently. She keeps sending pictures. Oh my God, it's just so gorgeous.
It is.
And she loves it down there. So her and her partner moved down there, and best move she ever made, she said. So vacation place I can go, yay.
There you go.
Visit. So yeah, it's just beautiful. And I've been to Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. I wonder how much they've renovated Gatlinburg. That was such a cool town. I love Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
I don't know if I've ever been there.
Oh, they had hillbilly golf on the side of the mountain. That's where that fire just totally, basically destroyed Gatlinburg. So I'd like to eventually go back and see what they've done there. Be nice if they,
left it.
Yeah.
Or redid it to where it was.
Yeah. But there you go. So that's a close by. Go see it. Go on and see it.
Yeah. See, and this is the thing with me. I don't seek out stuff. I don't ever do that.
I think I would at least one time. I'd like to do an overnight ghost hunt. My daughter and I want to go.
I just have this weird thing about things attaching to you, especially if you're sensitive. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
I can totally see like you going to one of those places and bringing something back with you.
Okay, maybe I won't go.
That's just me. I personally, I don't.
I never actually thought of it that way.
So, yeah, to me, that would be my biggest fear is to purposely, do you watch Dead Files?
Yeah,
right?
Yes.
And that medium that's on there, Amy Allen, that's basically what she says, is that you don't go provoking,
That's true.
Because what if one takes an interest in you and says, hey, she's a cool lady, I'm going to go with her.
Oh, you do have a point there.
And then you're bringing something home and your granddaughter's there, so it's like...
Oh, well, okay, maybe not.
I know, I just peed on your Cheerios, right?
Yes, thank you. I wanted to go, maybe not so much now. I just never thought of it that way, of bringing something home.
Well, it's kind of like, what they said on, and I've seen this on several shows, it's like, where they say, it's like, imagine being dead, okay, you're haunting this place, you're just kicking it, and then all of a sudden, most of the humans that come through there, they're just bugging the crap out of you, but you can't communicate with any. All of a sudden you see one who you feel a connection with.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to go with them too to get the hell out of whatever hell you're in?
True. Yeah, very true.
Or what if you're just a mean asshole and you're like, hey, I'm going home with this broad.
Okay, it makes sense. Maybe not. Maybe not. I never thought of it that way, of bringing, having something attached to me. That's very
But
true.
kind of like Ouija boards, things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I just think people are just dumb to do those kind of things.
Yeah, we were dumb when
You know,
we were kids.
that's just, I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, if someone else has a different one, that's fine. You can do what you
Yeah.
want. But
Well, I
I'm just
mean,
saying,
we
like,
did it
for
when we
me, I
were
think it's
kids.
stupid.
We did it when we were kids. You
Well,
know?
yeah, but we didn't know any better.
Yeah. Yep.
But like, you
So.
even go into like shops that sell crystals and stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
If you bring a Ouija board, they'll be like, "Get that thing out of
Yeah.
here
Yep.
now!" And they'll start like, sprinkling salt everywhere.
Yeah. Burn you, salt you. Yeah. Very true. That's true.
Well, it's kind of like dabbling. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like you wouldn't. It's kind of like, I'm trying to give a good example. Okay, let's say like you knew how to change a light bulb. Would you go rewire a house?
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Of course not.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's like if just because you've read about hauntings doesn't mean you know how to go there and deal with spirits.
This is true. Very true.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. You have a point.
So, I mean, that's, like I said, that's just me. Or like, I see these shows where they provoke them. Like, what is that show that bugs the crap? Oh, Ghost Adventures.
Oh, Zach. Yeah, Zach Baggins.
I don't know why that show just bugs the living crap out of me, because it's just like they go in there like,
yeah, they really, yeah. Well, since they haven't answered, we're going to provoke them some. Yeah, okay. Well, he's got.
And have you noticed that one guy on that show? I forget his name now. He's a tall, big guy.
The bald guy?
Yeah.
Oh, Goodwin. What's his first name? Damn it. Goodwin is his last name. Yeah.
Yeah, not Nick. Nick's off the show,
Right.
but there's another one.
Yeah.
I can't. I thought I'd never forget that guy's name because of what? Just the weird. Okay, let me see.
Goodwin. And there's a new guy, Chase, on there. Or Dakota.
Yeah.
Dakota is new on there. And
Aaron, that's his name. Aaron.
Godwin.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Aaron, when they first started that show, he was like this devout Christian, and he was like, "I don't want nothing. I'm just filming. Don't get me involved in this."
Yeah.
As the show progressed, he's gotten more and more involved. If you notice, like even the way he dresses, the way he acts, the way he is like just a polar opposite of what he was when that show started.
Yeah.
And when the show started, he was engaged, and he actually brought something home with him.
Oh.
And he said that he brought something home, and it was terrifying his fiance. They ended up breaking up.
Wow. No, I didn't know all that. Wow.
Yeah, I watched this show on them, and they were doing interviews and stuff like that. And there's rumors floating around that Nick left the show because after they went to a couple of places that were actually calling his name, he brought them home, and then like he had like such bad luck, like family members died, just crazy stuff.
Yeah, I had heard that about Nick because I was wondering why, he left. I was, and a lot of times, Zach likes to, you go in there. And he's like, no, I ain't going in there. If he does that with Aaron, too.
Yeah, but have you noticed as the seasons progress, though? Like,
yes.
Aaron now is like, he'll sit in a room alone and be like, yeah, let's play, and it's like, and it's just wild to me because I really think like something has changed him.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, he's totally different than when he first started.
I stopped watching it, I think, a few seasons. I mean, I wasn't like a devout watcher anyways, you know what I mean? But it's like,
I recorded.
I would catch it when I could.
I mean, they're on now.
Are they right now?
Yeah, they're on tonight. Yeah, Ghost Adventures is on tonight. So,
but yeah, there's just something about the way they do things, and then like Zach's almost like I don't know, like something else is possessing him. All of a sudden, he's opening up these museums and all these haunted things.
Yeah, buying into haunted objects, almost like Ed and Lorraine Warren.
But he's not that. It's like something different, almost like he's like some kind of boss or something.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't even describe it, like some kind of mob boss.
He won't go into these places, but he makes Aaron go in there.
And I love it, like when he's like, don't run, don't run. But then the second something happens, he's screaming like a little girl.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, wow. He's been bringing in a priest and a nun lately to do.
Oh, has he really?
Yeah, blessing the house, exorcisms. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, see, like I said, I just don't believe in provoking.
Not
You know
like
what
that.
I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Because
asking. You're
I've
asking
noticed,
for it.
like, with places I've worked, like, it seems like when people feed into it more, it
Yeah.
gets worse.
Yeah. I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh my god, did you see that? Well, see, you can try talking to it. It's like the next thing you know, like, everything's just going chaos.
Yep. Yep.
But then I'm not saying, like, completely ignore, but it's like, just, like, whatever. I've got the philosophy, do whatever you want. Open doors, close doors, turn on fire, whatever you gotta do. Just don't throw stuff at me and I'm good.
Yeah. Where were they? Was that
Do
Circle
not throw
Lake they
things
were
at me.
at? Let me see something real quick. I think it was last week. Last Saturday was last week was interesting. Where was that? No, it wasn't. It was was it? No, it was them. Was it the Tennessee Wraith Chasers? It was definitely interesting. It was like, holy crap.
What?
It was. That's spooky. No, that's not it. Maybe it was. Paranormal Park, Salem Witch. No, it's got to be Ghost Adventures. I record it because I go through it and then I see what the heck they were doing. If there's something interesting. Eastern Nevada. No. Damn it, where was that? What was that? Is that it? Altadena, California. Yeah. It was a ranch, and it was, where the hell was it? And it was really good, and the door opened by itself, and all kinds of shit was going on. It was crazy. That's a casino. That's not it. Chatsworth. No. The infamous. It's, nope, that's the Bell Witch Cave. That's not it. I'll have to really look and get it, because it was crazy. It's this ranch, and it was owned by, of course, Native Americans, and all kinds of stuff went on there.
Yeah.
It was a good one. I was like, wow. That Circle Lake that you mentioned reminded me of that. So
Yeah.
I just wondered what it was, but it was really good. It was a good one for a change, and it was snowing, and
Oh, wow.
it was crazy. It was crazy, but it was good. I'll have to get that episode and let you know.
Yeah, my favorite of all those shows are Dead Files.
Oh yeah, I have to agree. I like the Tennessee Wraith Chasers. I do. I think they're good.
New Dead Files, July 11th.
Yes,
I can't wait.
there you go. Me either. Great show. I just can't, because she has to take, time to. What do you want to, like, regroup after she does one of those walk-ins?
Yeah.
When she does one of those walks.
I know it's a weird thing to think about, but I always think about those sketch artists.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, like, in the earlier seasons when nobody really knew, like, what she was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she's like, okay, there's a girl laying on the bed, and there's this black shadow thing over her. And I'm thinking to myself, that sketch artist must be, like, freaked the hell out. Like, and it's like, how many takes they had to take it, because they're like, is this what you seen, Amy? No,
Yeah.
for real, man, is this what you saw?
Yeah. Is that why she has a different one almost every time?
Well, they have to find a sketch artist in that area.
Yeah. Oh, that's true, too.
Yeah, like, it's usually, like, whatever police sketch artist they have or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't carry one with them, but yeah, because the only three regulars besides the camera people are like Amy, Steve, and her ex-husband Matt.
Yeah.
So, and he's the camera guy that follows her around in the house.
Yeah. That's her ex. Wow.
Oh yeah, they used to be married.
That's weird. That's gotta be awkward sometimes.
But she said he's the only one that she really trusts to do that.
Well.
So.
That's all right, too.
That lets her work without, like,
Oh, is
that had to have been awkward, because they actually got divorced, like, during the show. It's like
Wow.
when the show first started, they were still married.
Wow.
I don't, and they never talk about like why.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't need to know.
Yeah, it's just kind of weird.
That's okay. That's okay. Woodbury? No. I'm going to really have to look through things and see what's what. I will find it because it was really good, and you can watch it. Okay, we've been on like forever. Anything else you want to add?
Not too much. Just like what we were talking about tonight.
Yeah.
Just watch what you're doing out there, guys. Because I mean, whether you believe it or not is irrelevant. If something's haunted, it will mess with you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, have you ever seen The Exorcism of Emily Rose?
Yes.
It's kind of like what that priest tells that lady, you know. Whether you believe it or not, you know, it doesn't matter if they're here, if they're still here.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, yeah.
Exactly. So that's kind of the way I, think. It's like that there's stuff that just cannot be explained.
Exactly.
You know?
Like Michelle said a little earlier, if you see something you want to buy at a garage sale or a thrift store or something, it doesn't feel right, don't get it. There you go. That's simple. Don't get it. You'll feel it if it's off or it's like, maybe not, then absolutely don't. So estate sales, garage sales, yeah, be careful.
Most definitely.
Okay.
And if you all have any stories or anything, especially like aliens, anything like that, anything that you want to share, get a hold of Denise or myself.
Yes.
And, or ghost stories, anything paranormal. I get a lot of like medical stuff and once in a while the non-medical stuff. Like I still think about that damn water tower one and still freaks me out.
Ooh, that was a freaky one. Absolutely.
That water tower one, just like, I'm serious, they kind of kept me up a few nights just thinking about it.
I had thought about that, like when you had talked about it, and I'm like, I didn't sleep all that great either, so I have to admit.
Just thinking about it, like, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Be proud of me. Remember, I talked about that nightmare from hell about sitting in the backyard.
Oh,
the other night.
One of these nights, you need to talk about that on here.
Okay. Yeah, it was bizarre. Next time.
Whenever you're ready, yeah.
Yeah.
And that freaked me out too when you told me that. I was like, oh my God, was that a premonition?
I almost have an anxiety attack even thinking about it. That was that terrifying. And I woke up like screaming, but nothing was coming. My mouth was open, tears were coming down, but nothing was coming out of my, I wasn't making any noise. It was bizarre.
People listening right now are going, well, what was it?
Yeah, I know. We'll do it next time, but you'll be proud of me.
Yeah, definitely.
I went out in the dark the other night. Well, the porch light was on, but still. And I took Sheldon with me, and I stayed out there for like 10 minutes, but I had to come in. I could not stay out there. So, next time.
I wouldn't either after a nightmare like that. Oh, my God.
I will reveal all next time.
Yeah, you need to stop watching The Lost Boys before.
I know, right? Yeah. Ooh.
That's what it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was the creepiest ever. And I had this nightmare last year, and it's still vivid as all hell.
Oh yeah, that shit, just for what you told me, I was like, oh my God, don't go outside anymore.
Yeah.
Get you a vape and just stay inside.
I won't even, I have to close I have a kitchen window and I have a shade. I close that shade because I'm afraid of looking at something out there. I kid you not.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy. And yes, I will reveal all next time.
That. I hate it. But yeah, next time definitely you need to share that story.
Okay,
I was thinking about this as you said, oh my gosh, you need to share that story.
Yeah, I will do that next time. I will share that with everyone. Let us know if you've had some really crazy, vivid nightmares that still bother you.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
That was a doozy. I don't think I've ever had one like that, ever.
Yeah, and I told you about that reoccurring one I had for years. That was crazy.
Yes. Dang. We're going to be up tonight.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to be thinking of everything we talked about. It's going to be like, no.
Right.
I'll watch
Remember, we're on every other week.
Yes, absolutely.
So 2 weeks from tonight, we will be back here. And you'll hear Denise's crazy nightmare.
Yeah. Yes, I promise I will reveal all. Yes.
Yeah, that scared me when you told me that. I was like, oh my god, was that a premonition?
I don't know. It scared the crap. It still scares me to this day. So, yeah, it was, I can't even, it was terrifying. Absolutely. And I don't think I've ever been that scared of, a year later. A year later.
That's insane.
Yeah. So, yeah, share with us any crazy things that have happened, nightmares that still haunt you.
And we will keep, if you don't want anybody to know who you are, we will keep, most of the people who tell me stuff are like, please don't say my name, please don't say
we
whatever
don't. Yeah.
And we don't. If you don't want us, we won't.
No, absolutely not. No worries there. So, yeah, please share. We'd like to hear from you. Okay, you want to give the shout-outs?
Yes, all right. If anybody wants to listen to our episodes and can't get through, other places, you can go to KBLP LLC on Facebook, and there'll be a link there you can go to. You can also go to Encounters and Ecto, which is a group on Facebook. Go there, and we'll have the link there. There's also KBLP LLC 4 on YouTube. You can go there and listen. So there's plenty of places to go for you to listen to the episodes and check out our other shows too. We got some really good ones. And also I want to give some shout outs to the groups. We have True Horror Junkies, we have Horror 3-Ring Circus, and Ghoulies and what?
Ghoulies and Gremlins. Gremlins, yes.
Okay, so I'm still fairly new, I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'll get it eventually. Okay, and then of course Walking Dead Freak Show, definitely go check that out because there's some crazy stuff going on there. Let's see, I think that's it for the groups, right?
Well, Planet B.O.B. Gotta mention that regardless.
Planet B.O.B. is definitely Gremlins and Aliens. Definitely go there because there's all kinds of stuff there, like survival stuff, things like that. You can go there and check it out. So, most definitely.
Yep, absolutely.
Check it out.
And don't forget, later on tonight, we have our own Diaz, Ike Dog, and the Jam. Ike Diaz and the Jam. Horse. Okay, yeah, I'll never forget that. That was freaking hilarious. Anyway, so he's on later tomorrow. Don't forget, watch Fear, and of course Nosferatu. Have you been watching Nosferatu? Speaking of which,
no, I haven't. I've heard about it, but I haven't watched it.
Did you read the book?
No.
Okay, then don't watch it.
Okay.
Because you're not going to know what it all means. I recommend reading the book first. It's by Joe Hill, which is Stephen King's son, and it is the best. I really like his style of writing, and they are following the book. Zachary Quinto.
Is he as drawn out as his father with his writing?
No, no. This is where that differs, and I think that's why he went under Joe Hill and not King, because number one, he didn't want to be compared to his dad, and number two, he definitely has his own style of writing, and it is...
okay.
Yeah, and if you have not checked out a Joe Hill book, please do. I have The Fireman, which is fabulous.
Is he horror? All horror is mystery
he's
and horror like that?
Horror. And he is good. He is good. He looks just like his dad, too. He really does.
I have seen pictures of him. Yeah. And yes, he definitely looks like his father.
Yeah. But he's got his own style of writing, and I really, really like it. Yeah, sometimes Stephen King's a little drawn out, yeah.
I love Stephen King's books and stuff, but there's sometimes I'm like, all right, get to the friggin' point!
The one I hated the most is Tommy Knockers. The worst.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, and the Stand, too, the extended version of the Stand, that was just, oh my God. Nobody gives a shit about the wall.
I know, right? Just get on with it. Yeah. It's going to be interesting because Whoopi Goldberg is going to be playing Mother Abigail in the new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they cast her as Mother Abigail. So should be...
why don't she go on the other one then there? She should.
Yeah, I think so.
Because they're going to do The Coven again this year.
Yeah.
But it's like 1987
Oh,
or something.
I know. I can't wait for that one. The Slashers, 1984, something like that.
Yes, I can't wait.
I know. It's going to be great. So, but Nosferatu, and Zachary Quinto plays Charlie Maggs, who has this Christmas land. So, Interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's really good. You need to get that. Absolutely.
I will. I'll start getting his books too,
Yeah.
because I just kind of when I heard he was Stephen King, I was like, yeah, we don't need another
He is
20
not
minute
Stephen
episode
King.
describing wallpapers.
Yeah, no. I have to admit, I like Joe's writing a little better, to tell
Oh,
you the
that's good.
truth.
And like I
So,
said, I'm not a big Stephen King down for
oh no, I
I
love
love
Stephen
his
King.
books, but I just think that sometimes he tends to over explain the surroundings of
Yeah.
a room.
Yeah. There's one who does that. If you're a mystery fan, if you read Anne Perry mysteries, she's an English writer. Anne Perry mysteries. She's one like that. You can, you know the color, smell, and shape of the grass. Believe me.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
See, I probably couldn't read it then. I'd be like, I'd give up. Like, nope,
Yeah.
I don't have time for this.
Talk about detail. It's like, just get on with it. Yes, absolutely. But take a look at Joe Hill. Seriously, I think you'll really enjoy it, Michelle.
I definitely will then.
Yeah, check it out for sure. I think you'll really like it. So, definitely. So, if you're watching the show, enjoy it. And they're staying with the book. And I like that he went with AMC. AMC picked him up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's on AMC. So
Yes, yeah. I mean, why the hell am I not watching it then?
I know it's on Sunday nights right after Fear.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. Well, a lot of times I'm working though.
Yeah,
then, too.
yeah, me too. I usually record it and watch it when I get home. So, because of Fear.
Very cool.
Yeah, you'll have to catch it.
For sure.
Yeah. Zachary Quino is very good at this. And I was like, wow, that's a different role for him. But yeah, I definitely read the book. Absolutely. And The Fireman also. Very good. I was like, how can anybody talk about a fireman? So much happens, like in the first 2 chapters, you're like, what else can go wrong? What else can happen? Well, you find out what else can happen. Believe me.
Wow, cool.
I love that book, The Fireman by Joe Hill. It is a great book.
I'll definitely check it out.
Yes. Let me know what you think. Because I couldn't put The Fireman down. I really couldn't. So, hope you enjoyed that. But anyway, anybody watching that, check it out. It's on tomorrow night. And we'll do Fear on Tuesday, of course.
There you go.
So, thanks for everyone listening tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a great show tonight.
Hopefully it wasn't too bad for you.
Great show. That guy in the bookstore, that was good. Wow.
I still don't know how my sister didn't just pull her gun out of her purse.
Yeah, honestly. Either one of them.
Seriously. Because like I said, my sister's kind of like spastic a little bit. So it's like, I went in shock. I was like, oh, I can't believe like he did that to her. And it's like, and then I expect her to like shoot him or something.
Yeah, I would have thought you were going to hit him. That's for sure.
Well, like I said, I was on the other side of the counter, and then it's like just, like I said, fight or,
Yeah.
flight. I chose the flight at that moment because I didn't want that thing touching me.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. But then he was chasing me with, I'm like, Jesus.
Well, he's just like I said, it kind of started out as like playful. Like I'm walking backwards, like, don't you touch it. He's like, oh, it's just, and it's like I turn around, I just started like freaking running. He's like literally running after me with this freaking Exorcist Bible.
I just wonder, maybe if you'd have went back to that place, maybe a month or so later, if it would still be there. Wouldn't have that been creepy?
Well, it's still there because I just looked it up just a few minutes ago to see if it was still there. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. Interesting. I wonder.
Yeah. Freaky ass.
Yeah, no doubt. I can't even imagine. That would be freaky. So.
Wow. He just pulls it out from her. Oh, it's taking a little book. Something got this. There's an exorcist. There's a couple used to exercise in here. I've got the prayers in here. It's all right.
Okay.
Oh, right on her chest.
Jesus.
And he's just holding it there, and I'm just like,
I can't even imagine. Okay. Wow.
Right?
Yeah. Who does that? Wow. Holy crap. Okay, guys. Thanks for listening tonight. Hope you enjoy. Have a great weekend. Happy 4th. Are we going to do Christmas in July this year?
Oh, yeah, we can.
Okay. Like
On Planet B.O.B. or?
Yeah, on all of them.
Yeah, that's right. We did a Christmas in July. I forgot about
it's
that.
Christmas in July, you know.
Yeah, we'll do it sometime this month or this coming month. I don't know when yet, but we'll definitely do it.
Okay, sounds good. We'll let you know.
Yeah, that was fun last year.
I liked it. Yeah, it was fun. It had some cool stuff on there, so yeah. It's not that far from Halloween and Christmas.
Y'all, be careful.
Yeah.
Fireworks, if you have water source nearby, trying to be a freaking nagging ass pest here, but for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have some water next to you. Don't point stuff at each other. Don't shove rockets up your butt. And
not cool. Let's not drink and do fireworks, okay?
Yeah, be careful with your kids.
Yes.
Make sure you're not,
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not just letting them all go willy-nilly with the fireworks.
Yeah, please be careful. It only takes one time. So, yep. Enjoy, though. Happy 4th, everybody.
Yes, happy 4th.
Yay.
Yay. Happy birthday, America.
Yay. Yes, it's the day when Will Smith saved us from the aliens. Thank you, Will Smith.
Right.
Yeah.
That guy gave the speech. Yeah. This is our Independence Day.
Yeah. Okay. That was pretty good. I liked it. That was pretty good. Oh my God, that was so good. Wow. Okay. Okay, on that note, we're going to say good night, everybody.
Yes, good night, you guys. Have a good night. Enjoy.
Oh my God. Oh, dear. Hang on just a second.